Star of Liverpool confident in return from injury. Liverpool injuries and return dates for Mohamed Salah, Darwin Núñez, and Dominic Szoboszlai. Arsenal and Liverpool face the need to pay a monstrous fee to sign the Juventus player. Welcome, my friend, supporter of the greatest club in the world. Let's dive into today's top news. Liverpool may struggle to find a managerial alternative for Xabi Alonso if Bayer Leverkusen's coach declines the position at Anfield. According to Team Talk, the 42-year-old coach could reject any approach from the Reds to stay in Germany, where his family is said to be happy and well-established. The Spaniard seems reluctant to take on the unenviable task of immediately succeeding Jurgen Klopp. If Liverpool fails to lure their former midfielder, their next preferred option will be Ruben Amorim, who is highly regarded by FSG, and had discussions with Chelsea last summer before the West Londoners hired Mauricio Pochettino. However, the 39-year-old manager won't come cheap, with this report indicating that Liverpool would have to pay a release clause, which becomes active at the end of this season, of €20 million, roughly £17.1 million, for Sporting Lisbon's manager, whose current contract runs until 2026. For many Liverpool fans, anyone other than Alonso may seem like an anticlimax when it comes to appointing Klopp's successor. However, if the Leverkusen coach is unattainable or unwilling to take on the Reds' role, we could do much worse than Amorim. Despite turning 39 last month, he has already overseen more than 200 senior club games, 195 of which were at Sporting, whom he guided to their first league title in 19 years in his first full season in charge. Currently, they are on course to repeat the feat this season, leading the goal difference ahead of arch-rivals Benfica and boasting a game in hand, while they may face the Reds in the near future if both sides progress from the Europa League round of 16 and are subsequently paired. Amorim seems to be closely aligned with Klopp in some tactical aspects, with the Portuguese coach known for instilling a high defensive line, tireless pressing, and a preference for building play from the back, as well as giving his fullbacks license to push forward. If Alonso cannot be swayed by Liverpool, then the £17.1 million release clause for his Sporting counterpart may be an expense worth making to hire one of Europe's brightest young coaches. What's your opinion, supporter? Do you agree with hiring Ruben Amorim to lead Liverpool? Diogo Jota from Liverpool is confident that he will be back and in good shape after an injury before Euro 2024, despite his long-term injury assessment last week. That's according to Ojogo, which states that the Liverpool star believes he will be able to quickly regain full form. Jota was taken off during the victory over Brentford after a nasty collision caused an opposing player to fall directly onto his extended knee. The Portuguese forward attempted to leave the field but couldn't, ultimately needing a stretcher to exit. It was later confirmed that he would be out of action for about 2 months, something Ojogo managed to confirm. They say this will only be necessary for the Portuguese forward to recover, and then some extra time to return to full form. This could jeopardize his spot on the Portuguese national team for Euro 2024, as he is expected to return about a month before the squad is named. But he believes he will recover, and only an unforeseen setback will prevent him from being in the tournament. With the medical assurances he has received, the Liverpool star knows that when he returns to the field, he will have to be cautious and focus on a gradual comeback. But he's accustomed to it as he usually does individual work anyway. Liverpool is gearing up for the Carabao Cup final this Sunday, facing Chelsea in search of the first title of the season. Jurgen Klopp aims to clinch 4 trophies this year, with the Reds leading the Premier League and also competing in the FA Cup and the Europa League. The team is facing an injury crisis and could be without up to 11 key players in the match against Chelsea. Mohamed Salah and Darwin Núñez. Liverpool will make late decisions regarding Salah and Núñez ahead of Sunday's final, with both hoping to be involved after missing Wednesday's game against Luton. Both attended Friday's training session, providing Klopp with the necessary boost to alleviate concerns within his squad. It remains uncertain if either of them will be ready to start, but the signs are promising. Possible return dates: Carabao Cup final, Dominic Szoboszlai. Pep Lijnders confirmed on Friday that Szoboszlai could be in contention to return at Wembley after being sidelined since the 4-1 victory over Chelsea at Anfield at the end of January. The midfielder suffered a recurrence of a thigh tendon injury. Szoboszlai was not seen in the same training video where Salah and Núñez appeared, although this does not necessarily mean he was not present at the AXA training center. Of the three, however, He seems to be the least likely to play at Wembley. Possible return date? Carabao Cup final or against Southampton in the FA Cup. Alisson Becker, Trent Alexander-Arnold, and Curtis Jones. Alisson, Alexander-Arnold, and Jones are expected back after the international break in March, as confirmed by Leinders on Friday. Alisson suffered a thigh tendon injury during training before last weekend's game against Brentford, while Alexander-Arnold returned from a recent knee injury. Jones, on the other hand, has an ankle issue after being sent off in the first half against Brentford. To the midfielder's frustration, he has yet to feature in a final for Liverpool and will be sidelined once again on Sunday. Possible return dates: March 31st versus Brighton after the international break. The Juventus insists on keeping Kenan Yildiz, a target of Arsenal and Liverpool, and even €80 million may not be enough to sign him. The 18-year-old forward has stood out at Juventus this season and is now considered a key figure for the future. His performances have sparked interest from various clubs, with Premier League contenders like Arsenal and Liverpool among them. It was alleged that Arsenal even approached Juventus to discuss a possible deal in the summer for a fee of €40 million. However, according to the Italian newspaper Tuttosport via Tutto Mercato, Juventus is not willing to sell the striker for any amount. It's unlikely that €40 million would suffice, and it has been suggested that Juventus is even prepared to reject offers worth €80 million. This means that if Arsenal or Liverpool were to pursue the Turkish star in the summer, they would have to offer more than €80 million to acquire him. Juventus's plan is to keep Yildiz and further develop him in the coming seasons. It remains to be seen if Juventus is ready to continue resisting if their suitors keep increasing their bids. As a fan, in your opinion, should Liverpool pay the €40 million to sign Yildiz? Thank you very much for watching until here. Until next time.